This was really exciting. It was about um, a couple of months after my fiance passed away. And I met this filmmaker in Palm Springs. I thought we would shoot some little videos about my work and stuff. And he said, "You have a story." So it was really nice that we connected about my story, my life, my history, my journey. And he said, "You have a short film here." I said, "Really? I do?" So we started to collaborate and put things together. Arton was wonderful. And we used photographs of my childhood, my family, my parents, my brother. And I wanted to honor my fiance, Sandy, because he was a big part of my life. And he was very supportive of my art. So I felt like he was very important role in my life, and he needed to be in my film. So it's an emotional journey of my life and how I've healed through so many things and how art is a healing element. And that's why I want to help more people with healing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Creativity Worth Expressing. I'm your host, Ryan Anthony Hernandez, and today I have a special guest. She is a Hungarian-American contemporary abstract painter based in Laguna Beach, California. She has been practicing art. She has been practicing art since 2000. Her paintings have been exhibited and collected worldwide, including in Europe, China, Dubai, and notably at the Chiba City Museum of Art in Japan. Her works have been featured in high profile film and television productions on prominent networks such as Disney, 20th Century Fox, ABC, and CBS. And she is also part of a short documentary film, Clara Berta, An Artist's Journey. Welcome to the podcast, Clara. How are you doing today?
Wow, thank you. Thank you. I feel great. How are you?
I'm feeling excited because today I'm with you and we're going to be diving into your whole creative career and process.
Wow, let's dive in.
let's, let's dive in. So, one of the first questions that I always ask my guests is, how did you find the spark, or what was it that sparked your interest in creativity? How did it begin?
Well, in 2000, I started writing. Well, I've been writing for a while, poetry, short stories, and then they started to come together. And I did a one-woman show on stage performed it for a month, and it went really well. I got it reviewed by the LA Weekly. They said a wealth of captivating and humorous material, and then it went downhill from there. But that's okay. You know, it happens. And then as I was writing, I was painting, I was doing photography, and I was working with a coach, and he said, one of the three will take off. So you have to explore different avenues. And I felt that was really, really wise advice. And that's how it started.
Okay, was there a moment in your life which originated your love for creativity?
I think so. I think writing was something that I love. I started later in my life painting. It just like, let's take it up and see what happens. So I started painting back in 89, and I started with a little oil painting, and it was like a little landscape, underground water. And I was all excited and I was ready to frame it. And I found this cheap little frame on sale. And my boyfriend at the time said, "Are you sure your stuff is ready to be framed?" And I go, "Yes, it is." And so I went for it. I got this cool little neutral frame. And then I started doing more. But in the back of your mind, when you hear those voices, it held me back a little bit. But then things started happening in my life, you know, difficult times. And then art started coming back into my world because, like, I was at USC and I was having a hard time with statistics. I was like, this is not for me. And then I started painting again. And, there's dark and light. And I just felt like I'm going to get to the light, get from the light to the dark. I mean, the other way. And so art really helped me a great deal in my life to heal, to process whatever I was going through. And in 2003, my late husband passed away. And I started painting more and doing more printmaking. And I just started to get more excited about art. And I just felt that it was taking over, like it started to help me to heal. And then I did a show with another girl and I sold my first painting. So that's how it started.
A moment ago, you said that there were some voices that were holding you back. How did you give yourself permission to no longer hold yourself back, but to go forward in your artistic journey?
He left me. So that helped. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
like,
big one.
I don't need him. And I started to learn to love myself. I started to find myself through art, through healing, through therapy, through writing. I think it's important to find yourself. Also to find your voice. That's so important. So that's how I was able to let go of the voices and find my own voice.
And when was it that you knew that this wasn't just going to be a hobby, but this was going to be something very important for your life?
A few years later, in 2008, I decided to go to Florence, Italy, and study more printmaking for a couple of weeks. And when I was there, I decided I'm going to come back and I'm going to start teaching. So that's what helped me because I wanted to give back. I wanted to share the healing. And I just noticed the difference that I was making with others and with me. And when you're teaching, you're helping others. I'm helping myself. They're helping. Everyone's connecting and contributing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful flow of helping each other.
Do you remember the first art piece that you sold?
Yes,
Can
I
you
do.
share about it?
Sure. So it was a printmaking piece. So they're called mono prints. Each one is one of a kind. You paint on plexiglass, your paper goes over it, and it goes through a press. So I paint something, and then I add a collage, and you can do more layers. And there were some words in there about love, and um, the colors were like red, gold. I seem to love gold these days. Gold is so beautiful and so vibrant. I feel like my heart is filled with gold, or my heart is opening up. So that was the first painting.
Okay, and then from there, how many paintings do you believe you've sold?
I'm sure quite a few. I can't tell you exactly. My mother asked me that question. That's a great question. I haven't kept track, but I know I create quite a few. The galleries sell my work, so um, it's been 25 years. But like in 2008, I would say things started to happen more after I came back and I started teaching.
And before you start an art piece, how do you approach it? Do you have some sort of a ritual, or do you already have like some sort of technique before you actually start painting on the canvas?
Sometimes I have somebody help me and airbrush the background, or I just paint on white canvas. I do like texture, so it's nice to have texture in the background. And it's also nice when you paint over something because you have layers and history and depth. Sometimes it's just colors, it's emotions. I paint on silence. I like silence. So there's nothing that distracts my mind. Um, think technique helps, emotions, the combination of the two.
And what emotions do you usually express in your paintings? Is it love, grief? Is it romance?
I think I'm excited sometimes. Healing takes place, I think, in my art. There's it's serene, zen-like, and some are wild and playful and exciting. All depends like where I'm at. Um, a lot of flow. A lot of my work is flowing. I like the ocean. I'm connected to nature. So that's very important to me. Um, I think my state of mind is how my work comes out also. Like I'm in a very calm, peaceful state right now, and I feel really good. I've been healing. Last year I was grieving, and now I'm finding myself again.
And you actually answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you, is there a place that you go to find inspiration for your art making? And you mentioned the beach, going outside. Is there any particular place that you go to?
Not particularly, just I like walking. I like the sounds of the waves. I like the ocean. I love hiking. I think it's things that flow, movement, color, even flowers, like the cactuses are in bloom. Just love all of that.
You've mentioned how you found healing recently and also this Zen uh, peace, this serenity. How has this impacted your art? If you compare it with the years prior, can you see a change in your flow?
I think it's more calming, more peaceful. I think it makes a difference where I'm living because I remember living in downtown LA and it was a little, more chaotic, more busy, and more wild and more colorful. I think my work is more serene right now. So I think that's good. It's good to have different phases that we go through.
And during your art making, do you have like a music playlist or is it just silence?
I like silence. I think silence it helps me to listen to my inner voice and to my intuition.
Okay. And what are some challenges that you've experienced throughout your creative journey, and how were you able to get through those obstacles?
Wow, that's a great question. Let's see. Well, there are times that sales are slow. There was a time I had 3 months with no sales. And then I was like, I have to figure out what to do. So I started creating something new and something all from recycled water and paint. And it was all muddy and dirty. And I thought, why don't we just recycle it instead of throwing it away? So I started pouring. So that's how my pouring process started or came about. And it was really cool when it dried. It was so clear and it wasn't muddy. And somehow it was just like, wow, it was kind of magical. And then I started doing more of these pours and, wait in between, layer. I just love water. I like touching it, feeling it, being in water. It's just, so that was really a tough time. That was when I was in downtown LA.
And you mentioned earlier about another time where you were actually in Italy.
Yes.
How did that time there in Italy, did it have any impact on your art? And if so, in what ways?
I was studying printmaking back then. That's my background. But I wanted to do bigger and canvases and expand. And, I love paper. Paper is beautiful. But I just feel like I can make a bigger impact when I create something larger also. And so I was like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to teach and we're going to expand. And I started to paint larger works. So it was like 36 by 36. Then I was like 4 by 8, 5 by 8. I was like, oh, I love big. I mean, the first really big one took me like 2 months or so. That was like slow. I was like, I
Mm.
didn't know where it was going, but it was colorful. And I think it's okay to go slow too. So, I realized that I needed to, you know, find what worked for me and find my voice was really important also because back then I was experimenting.
And right now, what is your voice when it comes to art? Like, how would you explain that or express that?
Well, it's a pouring process. My voice is kind of serene, serenity, Zen, meditative. I mean, I'm not always this calm and quiet. I do have other side that comes out sometimes. Um, it's just this is how I feel right now.
Okay. Um, we've seen how your creativity, how it's evolving. Do you
Yes.
see your creativity continue to evolve? And if so, in which direction?
Well, I like growing. I like evolving. I feel that's important as an artist, as a person, um, experimenting with different ways of creating. I'm open to see where it goes. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go. I'm teaching. I'm facilitating art for healing classes. So I'm evolving there. So that's like a big thing for me right now. I wanted to give back to my community. So I feel like that's important.
That is very important. Art for healing. Can you share a bit about the philosophy behind this?
Yes. So I took a course. I got certified after 9 months. I did all the classes or courses online. I had a facilitator help me. And it's all about expressing your emotions through prompts and stress, grief, whatever you're going through, you kind of release in an abstract way on a little canvas. And it took a while. Like, there were like 22 classes, but it was great. You write about the process, how you're feeling, what the colors make you feel. And then I did a couple of practicums, and now I'm facilitating these here in Laguna Beach and in Laguna Niguel. And I'm looking to find other locations where I can facilitate more of these. So I feel because I want to make a difference. I want other people to go through their healing. Also, I'll be able to do some Zoom classes as well. So we could do it internationally and reach out to you as well.
Beautiful. And have you experienced sharing this healing power of art with someone already and you've seen like a transformation in a
Yeah.
person?
Yes, yes. It does make a big difference, because you get to share about what you're feeling, what you're going through. I'm not a therapist. I am an artist. I always share that. So they go through their own process. And if they desire, they can take the art to a therapist and they can discuss it and see what it was really all about.
If someone is listening, and of course, we're not giving a whole class, but if you can give them one tip to start with art and healing, what advice would you give them?
Just get some little canvas boards, get a little paint, and just start playing with it. I use makeup brushes in this course, which is really cool. I like it. No regular brushes because it's not controlled. So we get out of your head, you get more into your heart. It's more about emotions. And so let yourself play.
Now, my next question for you is, what is your favorite part in the creative process from start to finish?
Oh, I like watching it dry. I like seeing what happens. Can't wait to see it the next day when it's dry. I like experimenting. I like the colors change when they're wet to when they're dry. Everything shifts. Sometimes it gets muddy. So I have to start over, paint over. It's okay. It's like you discover new things. So I love that.
And what is your process for drying? Do you just let it sit? Do you get a blow dryer?
No, no blow dryer. It's best to let it dry by itself because, when you have a fan or a blow dryer, it takes the paint out or, it thins it out. So I prefer to let it dry naturally. Um, yeah.
So we've spoken about your creative journey from the beginning and all the works that you've been doing from traveling from downtown LA to Italy, now in Laguna Beach. My next question for you is, well, not really a question, but now I want to talk about a film that you're in. There is a documentary short film. Can you tell us a bit more about this project that you're working on?
This was really exciting. It was about um, a couple of months after my fiance passed away. And I met this filmmaker in Palm Springs. I thought we would shoot some little videos about my work and stuff. And he said, "You have a story." So it was really nice that we connected about my story, my life, my history, my journey. And he said, "You have a short film here." I said, "Really? I do?" So we started to collaborate and put things together. Arton was wonderful. And we used photographs of my childhood, my family, my parents, my brother. And I wanted to honor my fiance, Sandy, because he was a big part of my life. And he was very supportive of my art. So I felt like he was very important role in my life and he needed to be in my film. So it's an emotional journey of my life and how I've healed through so many things and how art is a healing element. And that's why I want to help more people with healing.
And would you say that with the film, was it healing for you as well?
It was healing. It was because I got to process my emotions also. And maybe they came out on the big screen, and that's okay. Um, we were in the Silicon Beach Film Festival. We received Best Short Documentary. It was so exciting to see the film on a big screen. My friends came. It was so beautiful.
And for those who are in the audience who are listening on YouTube or they're listening on Spotify, where can they go and check out this film? I mean, it sounds so interesting.
Well, we have a teaser on my YouTube channel. I'm happy to share that with you as well. We're not able to show the whole film right now because we're submitting to other film festivals. So I would like more people to see it.
Absolutely. So I'll be sharing the link so people can go to your YouTube channel and also check out the teaser. And of course, if they're at your YouTube channel, they can see a lot of your works there. But now I want to go to my next question is, are there any other projects that you're currently working on?
I've been writing. I've been writing. I was thinking
Oh,
about a book, but I put that on hold for a while. I just felt like the film was a priority. Making film submissions takes time and it is expensive as well. So it's nice when you finally get some recognition. Sometimes it takes a while to get somewhere with a film. Writing. Uh, what else am I doing? Painting. I'm painting. I'm looking at more opportunities where I can show my work, expand. So I'm working on that. Um, and to facilitate more classes. So I'm really focused on that right now.
now with the classes, do you already have like a website where people can perhaps sign up, or is this still a work in progress?
We're in the process of doing that. We're going to put some information on my website. I'm
Oh,
looking at senior centers where I can facilitate corporate, women's centers, healing places, wellness places, people that desire to go through their healing through art.
beautiful. Um, I love it. I think art can be very healing. I know it's been healing for me. And to hear that an artist is like yourself, you're using your talents to give back to the community, I think that's very beautiful. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, I'm going to ask you a little bit of a lighter question, and that is, do you have a favorite artistic tool to use?
Water.
Water.
Yes. Water. Oh, no, while I paint, I need a little water to make the paint flow and move. So, water is my friend. So that's
Beautiful.
that's a tool, right?
Hey, yes. So now my next question for you is, are there any upcoming artists or creatives out there whom you can recommend that we keep an eye on for?
I certainly have friends who are artists and who are doing really well. Give me a second to think about who I could recommend to you. I love Mark Acatelli's work. He's really very strong, very moving. I'll send you a link so you could check him out. Um, I think I can relate to artists that create more serene. I do have a couple artists that I've collected also, um, which are, different. Some erotic art.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. And no, sorry, I got distracted when you said erotic. Now,
That's
now I
okay.
I'll ask you the question that I ask all of my guests, and that is for you, Clara, why is creativity so important?
Well, it's back to the why. Why I became an artist because it's healing. So, I don't think I could live without art. I think I need art in my life. I mean, there are times I don't paint for a week or two, but then when I'm like, I'm missing it, I need to get back to painting and doing something with art, um, because it helps me in so many ways to find myself, to heal, to create, to create some movement. I think that's what art does. It's emotional. It makes you feel. That's why we need art. I mean, imagine to have no art in your home or in a space. It would be so empty without emotion. So we need art.
Yes, I feel motivated to do my own art after hearing you talk about how healing it can be, because I think personally, I mean, it's a good thing. I can always use some more of it. And I've actually neglected art. I love listening to people, but here you are sharing the need for having classes and also the need for uh, being open to just mess around and play with it and just falling in love with it and eventually embracing it. So uh, I'm really happy we met.
I am too. I am so grateful. This is great. You're doing great work, and I think it's so important, your message to help artists and to you're giving back to the community as well.
Thank you, Clara. And where can people find you online? Do you have like a specific website they can go to?
They can find me through my name, claraberta.com. I'm on Instagram, Clara Berta Art, and YouTube, Clara Berta Art Studio, I think.
Okay, well, I'll make sure if you're listening, I'll be leaving the links in the show notes so you can go to the show notes and you'll discover the website, Instagram, and the YouTube of our guest today, Clara Berta. So again, to the audience, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share so that other people can also enjoy the beautiful art of our guest today, Clara Berta. And Clara, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest on Creativity Worth Expressing.
Thank you, Ryan. This was fabulous.